Welcome back to the Why Stop Now podcast. Got your boy Eyes over here. How you doing this week, guys?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm surviving. We're making it. We're making it over here on the East Coast, chilling. Thursday night football, of course. It's hard to live with like sanely on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with no ball on. If work at nighttime, if they're like, "Do you want to come in?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Thursday night, not so much. I was put in that predicament today. I was like, "No, I'm busy. I've got things to do." So here we are.
What about your Saturdays, Eyes? How are we feeling about your Saturdays?
Saturdays, I'm dead to the world. No one calls me, talks to me, work. They don't. They know not to. Even the manager's like, no, don't call us. Cause no, I'm like, yeah, don't do it. Because it's very, very. It's the one day I get. I basically sold my soul for that day. I work every other day, it seems, but it's because Saturdays or are for almighty college football. College football is king. To us at least, and on this podcast, it always has been.
Yep.
And week, what was last week? Week three?
Yeah. Last week,
Yeah,
week three.
absolute cinema. I mean, from you got Clemson with the 1-2, the Dabo press conference going viral, him going back to talking about how Clemson was and what he's done in his resume, which, as you've told me, does not count for now, getting things done now. And so that was big. That game right there was it was big time. I think Georgia Tech's a very good football team.
I don't think that Clemson should have lost to Georgia Tech though.
No, I thought it was a possibility of it happening just because the way that Georgia Tech runs the football, Haynes King, it's like sat there. Everyone in the stadium knew what he was going to do. Clemson's defense knew what he was going to do. Then he still did it, and it blew my mind. I knew Georgia Tech was going to be a problem after they took Georgia deep, real deep last year, and then they return a bunch of players. So no, I don't think that Clemson should have been beat by them, especially after experience on a loss already this season. But it wasn't the biggest surprise to me.
I mean, yeah. Um, I just think that currently Clemson's on a path that they shouldn't be on, losing to teams that they're better than. I mean, I think that they were better than LSU. They made their own mistakes. They beat themselves. Same against Georgia Tech. They're making mistakes. They're not fixing mistakes, and they're continuously beating themselves.
Now they are beating themselves. Klubnik's doing There's just a lot of play calling questions that I have as I watch the game. Why are they running the ball in third and long with Cade on the outside? Things like that. I'm like, what, why? So, with that being said, though, is Dabo on the hot seat? I've asked this question probably. I've asked you this like every year for the past 2 years.
You have, I think we're starting to, as much as it would hurt to see Dabo leave the program, it gets to a point where you bring a program to a certain point and then you start to fall off, the program is going to expect what you had brought. And if you can no longer bring that same success, why are you still there? Why are you still being paid the amount of money that you're being paid to keep that program successful and you're not keeping it successful?
He is being paid one of the highest salaries in all of college football.
Indeed.
So, and he's the state of South Carolina. I believe he's the highest public paid employee that the state has. So, definitely now the way Georgia Tech wins the game, kids never made longer than a 52 yarder. That's what Brent Key was comfortable with. They have no timeouts. Just run out on the field. I don't even know if the kid got set up properly. It just dings one in from 55. And let me tell you, that thing could have gone for 60. It had carry. And I kind of just sat there like, what just happened? Did that actually just happen like that? Because it was absolutely mind blowing. I mean, everybody that I know, we're just kind of like, and so the college Stephen A is starting to talk about Dabo's time. That's when you know things are getting onto a national scale.
Yeah.
People don't talk about Clemson football national. I mean, yeah, they get national love, but we're not hearing about them on First Take. They're not regular talk on First Take. So
I mean,
Stephen
like I
A is
said,
starting to talk about Dabo.
it's just like it's like with Georgia, right? Kirby Smart brought the program around, won some national titles, and now what do Georgia fans expect? Excellence, success, at the very minimum, making the playoffs regularly. Clemson got lucky last season making the playoffs, and on the route that it's going this season, we'll be lucky to make the playoffs again. That's not going to continue to be an okay thing for the Clemson program.
Now, Clemson plays Syracuse this week. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Syracuse is scrappy, even though they were scrappy last year. They had Kyle McCord, the quarterback, who was a transfer out of Ohio State, and he was official at Syracuse. But this year they barely beat Connecticut, UConn, and nobody knows about them in football. We just know about them as basketball.
Yeah.
They're barely D1 in football, so for them to barely beat they had Syracuse coach held the team on the field after the game and made them run sprints. So
Oh,
that goes to show you how he felt about their performance, even though it resulted in a win. It wasn't a big win. So Clemson should get the dub there a little bit more so than I think they should have been predicted to win at Georgia Tech. But then you look at the game after the
I
Clemson
mean,
game.
before we talk about more future games, Clemson barely beat Troy. That game shouldn't have been as close as it was.
That was they Clemson was down by 16 to Troy. Yes, that that's a good point. That's a good point. That
That's
would
what
have really now that would have flipped everything.
I'm talking about in terms of look at where Clemson was in 2018 and look at where Clemson is now under the same head coach. It's not adding up. I don't know if they need to go in and do coordinators or if they need to scrap the head
Well, they
coach.
just got coordinator from Penn State, defensive coordinator. Defense really hadn't been the issue like that though.
No, it's been a lot more offensive issues.
Yeah, it's been a Garrett Riley thing. So, and people have questioned Garrett Riley long before the conversation that we're having now. So, maybe something to look into. Um, but yeah, dude, Troy, embarrassing stuff. Even to win, whatever. Um, it just, yeah. Um,
But moving
now,
forward, other games that we were talking about from what was the next big game that was on? Was that
Georgia,
Georgia Tennessee?
Georgia, Tennessee, college
That
game
was
day.
That was a phenomenal game.
College game day, fitting for the game that was played. It looked like it was going to be a blowout there at the beginning. Joey Aguilar, UCLA transfer. We'll get to that later. Dropped 16 for 16, 200 and something yards, 2 TDs starting out. I mean, it was incredible to watch. He wasn't missing a pass, literally was not missing a pass. And Georgia was hanging though, hanging with them to where it wouldn't get too out of hand, and that's really what kept things. Kirby kept that Georgia stuck to their game plan the whole time, and they end up winning the game barely. Shouldn't have won the game. That field goal was something else.
Yeah,
I mean, it looked like you had top golf. I'm just playing with you. You actually,
think it that hard.
but no, Cam's got, and actually for somebody who doesn't golf, he's got a solid little swing there. Um, but it was a cold shank. It
Oh
was a
yeah, he
bad.
shanked.
It was yeah. It was bad. It was bad. It was real bad. Like it wasn't even close. It was. Oh, I'm replaying it in my mind now, and it was ugly.
And if Miss Karen happens to tune in and watch this, sorry.
I'll put it to you like this: that kick happens at 6:20 p.m. I get a text from Karen 6:21, and it says don't. Now I texted her back the next day. I said I didn't.
Overall, that was a good game. That was a hard fought SEC
Tennessee
battle.
proved that they're real. They're for real.
That was a hard fought game.
Georgia proved they're legit as well. Gunnar
Yeah.
Stockton proved he can throw the ball downfield. He can make the big plays when he needs to make the big plays, as he did several times throughout the game. So that
Oh
was
yeah.
impressive to see. Georgia's secondary needs tweaking. Um, I mean, Ellis Robinson had some pass interference calls there in the first quarter that I'm sure left Georgia fans scratching their heads.
Yeah.
And they let one of them led to a touchdown, which was rough. And I mean, it's KJ Bolden held it in, but even he got caught looking one time, just looking at Joey Aguilar, and he just dumped one right over his head for a touchdown.
There's
And
we both try to stay extremely non biased on this podcast. There's times I have to mention things because it's hilarious. It was like midway through the quarter, I text Isaac over here, and I look at the messages, and it says Isaac on do not disturb, and I was like, he's not happy. He turned D&D on, not happy at all.
no, no, it was
Uh,
not. That was about after that Ellis Robinson pass interference. Yeah, dude. I was absolutely pissed. From a non-biased, yeah, everybody who watches this, listens to this, has to know that die-hard Georgia fan, of
oh yeah,
course, but I keep it impartial, and just know it was crushing the whole game. I needed to go to therapy Tuesday just for that game. Are you kidding me?
it
Um, just to be able to keep it impartial. Don't even get me stirred up. Game was a great football game.
was a great
Tennessee's a
game.
great football team. They deserve to win the football game,
Oh,
hands down.
big statement.
They did. I believe Kirby said the same thing at the end of the game, in the presser or on the field, whenever Holly Rowe, whoever, Molly McGrath is standing there like, yo, with the mic. but one of them was there and one of them was at LSU, Florida. Which I mean, you watched the 3:30 game. You had the 12 o'clock game, which was just good football. Not a blowout, good game. We get that absolute treat at 3:30, and then it's like, wait, don't forget about LSU, Florida, and Notre Dame, Texas A&M,
I think
which
that,
were
I think the A
thrillers.
and M Notre Dame game would have to be game of the week.
That was the game of the week, dude. It was,
That
and that's
was
so hard to say. That's so hard to say. I don't care that we just said that I was the Georgia Tennessee game was an absolute thriller. It
yeah.
went to overtime. I mean, it was an absolute thriller. The way that Gunnar Stockton made plays on the fourth down, the 2 point conversions, all that. But it was only to be outdone by A&M, Notre Dame, 41-40, an absolute shootout. Game would have been tied, but Notre Dame special teams messes up a little bit with the extra point and has to end up doing a go for two type of thing. Almost get it, but they don't. And A&M charges down. Touchdown, extra point is good. They win. It's their first win on the road against ranked opponents since 2014. That's one of the wildest stats
Yeah.
you're going to hear, other than the fact they had a receiver go for like an absolute ton of yards.
He had what,
Forget
200
his
yards?
name. He had 200 something. He had 100 and some, 160, 180 something in the first half. Hadn't been done since this guy named Mike Evans. You know, Mike Evans, Johnny Manziel, Mike Evans, NFL Mike Evans. Yes, him.
All in all, I think it was a great week for college football. Um, we don't really have much to look forward to this coming weekend.
I think Miami, Florida is going to be something to look for. I think Florida keeps it close.
I'd like to see a decent game between Utah, Texas Tech. It's what, 17,
Yes,
18 or 17 and 19 or something like that.
16,
16,
17.
17.
Yeah, third
There's
time's the charm.
Illinois and who like 9 and 19. Let me check really quick.
Yeah, because Illinois, they're they've got a great quarterback.
Illinois and Indiana, it's 9. Illinois is 9, Indiana's 19.
Good
We
Big
got a,
Ten ball.
we got a few ranked
Okay,
games.
that see, and obviously geographically, it's
Oh,
all
another
Southern
another
football.
ranked opponent versus ranked opponent. Number 11 Oklahoma plays 22 ranked Auburn.
Now that is a football game right there. You know they switched quarterbacks, or not
They did.
switched quarterbacks, but Auburn's quarterback used to be the guy over at Oklahoma, Jackson Arnold.
Do we think that the South Carolina 23 ranked Missouri game is going to be any good?
Yeah, South Carolina. If Sellers plays, then yeah, South
Think
Carolina better not lose two in a row. State of South Carolina in shambles last week.
Yeah.
Absolute shambles.
We have a few good games coming on this week. Nothing too big.
Nothing like last week, but
No.
still,
So I have some things to look forward
there's
to.
definitely some juice there. Got to see how Clemson bounces back against Syracuse. That'll be noted. Heisman watch, John Mateer, Oklahoma, for him to play up against some SEC defense. Now, I say SEC, obviously Auburn's SEC, and they are historically great football program. As of lately, they've been struggling a little bit. So I mean, he's not going up against, LSU, A&M,
Georgia, Tennessee.
Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, but Auburn is a good test. And we'll see what Oklahoma's quarterback's all about. Could be upset alert,
I think the
but
Texas Tech Utes game will be a good test.
we ain't
Texas
nobody knows anything about either team
Texas
because they
put a
haven't played
lot.
anybody.
Texas Tech put a lot of money into that roster, and the Utes don't have that same money. We can see if that 20, 30 million roster is worth it, or if the Utes are actually something to look out for. They're both 3-0. They're both ranked. We'll see.
Edge Utes on coaching. Their coach is a legend. It's no dig towards Texas Tech's coaching staff, but Utes coach is a legend. Um, with that being said, give me Texas Tech for the game.
Give me Utes by 3.
Hot take. Yeah, because they looked great against Wyoming. Hot take. Florida beats Miami.
Okay.
Florida beats Miami, who I think might be one of the best teams in the nation right now. Miami, hot, like, put a hush to South Florida, who was like talk of the college football world. Then they silenced Notre Dame in the first game. Notre Dame is yet to. Maybe that was preseason hype with Notre Dame, but still, Miami looks good.
All right, and it's time for one of our favorite parts of the podcast episode, Isaac's therapy session. Do we have anything for the therapy session this week, guys?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to say I saw a few things on Twitter. It's talking about how the SEC network and their coverage of the Vanderbilt South Carolina game was subpar and just done unprofessionally. And I went and found some clips, and let me just tell you, absolutely atrocious. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I didn't even know it was it just was. It looked like children made that crap. It was terrible. If I would have, dude, if I was a South Carolina fan and we were losing the way we were losing, and I'm seeing all this crap and Theo Vaughn and Diego Pavia's mom and all that talk on the sideline, dude, get that crap off my screen. I don't want to see none of that. And that's not really what I got to rage on too much, but um, Georgia in the first quarter. I could have, dude, I don't even know how to explain to you the way I was feeling, Cam. Yeah, I put it on Do Not Disturb because I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Nobody. I'm talking about my mom. I know, not my mom, not anybody. And like, she doesn't know when Georgia plays or anything, so she just hit me up. Oh, hey, son. No, not hey, son, nothing. Because it's not going to be a good response. It'll be a very bad mood. Sorry, Mom. Georgia's defense, who's historic. I've never seen Georgia have that bad of a quarter in my life. Is since like the last 10 years, dude. It's got to be the last 10 years. And then maybe last year against Alabama. And then the last 10 years, nothing like it. You really should have a little Cam's therapy session with the Clemson loss there, friend, but it's okay. You kept it
Yeah, we
very
don't. We
professional.
don't do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that because you've been venting all season, so it's all good. Clemson, I think, is a playoff team. Y'all remember that? That's my third hot take. Miami, y'all are done this week. Clemson, you are a playoff team. And last but not least, Utah loses by 14.
No, no shot, dude.
Okay, name me a
What's
player for
the
Utah. What do you know about Utah?
Dampier, their quarterback?
Okay, that's more than I thought you would say.
Yeah.
That's one more than I know. So
Yeah. Yeah. Go Clifton, dude.
cut this off. I'm just kidding.
Go clip him. Go watch some clips. He gives me a like remnants of a younger Russell Wilson.
Okay. I'll go.
He's he's a he's a
I'll go check it. I'll go check it.
he's a smaller quarterback. He can move. He can throw the ball. I think he's an overall really good quarterback.
I just remember one thing I forgot to really get into, dude. I was going to say one thing. One thing. Nico, how do you feel? How do you feel, Nico? How do you feel? Your coach, he just got fired. Y'all went 0-3. Y'all basically got to pay fans to get in the stands. Do you hear me? Pay fans to get in the stands almost. Now, I'm not saying that anybody's doing that, but you should see the stadium. They play in the Rose Bowl, one of the most historic stadiums in all of anything. And guess what? They can't even put barely 300 people in the stadium. I mean, it's the most tragic thing ever. And why would you want to go see such a terrible football team? They're getting the crap smacked out of them weekly. I mean, and Nico went from making it like 4 million, 8 million, who knows how many millions, to one singular million with taxes included, just a couple 100,000, upper 100,000, still a lot more money than I know about. But like, what are you doing now? Tennessee, look at the dude who was UCLA's guy. Now he is the guy. He is the guy. He could be a Heisman candidate for all I know right now. Watch this dude go win the Heisman. And then Nico's at home crying. Where's he at? He's in California somewhere. He wants to be close to the family. That sucks. Because
It's
the
crazy.
team, I mean, look, I'm all for like, I'm just saying, it just does not make sense. And that's just putting it nicely.
And with that one, I think we're gonna call it wraps on this episode. We'll see you guys after week 4. We'll have some more stuff to talk about. Hopefully, there's some good games going on. Do all the social media stuff, like, comment, subscribe, share with your
Florida by
friends.
7.
Peace.